Rest in peace to the double chin, baby.
Can be real with me. That's why you're still with me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ugochi if you guys are new, and if you guys are a returning subscriber, welcome back. As you guys can see, today I am doing a 3-year chin lipo update. I keep getting questions, especially on my TikTok where I first posted about it, about can we get an update? Can we get an update? How do you like your results? Do you regret it? Like all questions about this procedure. And since it has been almost 3 years, because in June it will make it 3 years, but since it's been 3 years, I figured let me just come on here and talk about my full experience now that I'm like fully healed, and just talk about everything that everybody wants to know, basically. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned. I really do hope this video is helpful and detailed for anybody who is watching and curious, and for the people who want to be in my business. I want to start off by saying this is my first ever cosmetic procedure that I've ever gotten done. This is the only thing I've ever gotten done. And I got it done back in June of 2023. I flew to Mexico by myself to get this procedure done. And how I kind of got to the decision to actually go through with this procedure, honestly speaking, guys, I went through like a rabbit hole down on TikTok, and I saw this procedure getting done by so many people, and it made the biggest difference in their face. I think that me being on social media and me constantly being filmed made me notice certain things about myself that I did not notice before, and my double chin was something that was so in my face every single time I filmed, every single time I saw a playback of me singing. Like, it was just a thing where it started to just become very irritating, basically. From the time that I was down that rabbit hole to the time I got surgery, it was like 3 months. It was very quick. I will be honest, it wasn't thought through. I'm not gonna lie. Me getting this procedure was not thought through. I was young, I was impulsive at the time. Just to kind of give you an idea of like why I got it and what my purpose was getting it. I just wanted my double chin gone, and I saw the results of how much a double chin can change your face structure. So I just wanted that so bad, because I'm like, I have these beautiful features and I feel like my double chin is taking away from it. Some people will be like, you could have lost weight, you could have lost weight. Now, maybe I could have lost weight and it would have been gone, but in my fluctuation of weight over my life, I have always had a double chin. I think it's genetic. My mom has a double chin, so it's genetic, baby. And I didn't want it anymore, so that's just kind of how what I decided to do, and I got it done. So one of the most common questions I keep getting is, who was my doctor, where did I go, and how much did I pay? I obviously went to Mexico. Specifically, I flew to Tijuana, Mexico. And the name of my doctor, his name is Dr. Francisco Chavez, and the name of the clinic is Skincare Spa Tijuana. Now, this was 3 years ago. I do not know what they are doing now. I don't follow up with, the doctor's work and stuff like that. I don't know if he's still practicing. I don't know if he's still at the same clinic. I don't even know if the clinic still exists, because I did get a couple questions saying that, oh, people can't find it or whatever. I don't know anything of that information. I'm just telling you guys, at the time that I got the surgery done, this is the information that I had. So how much did I pay for this procedure? Before I get into how much I paid, I just want to make it very clear, I did not just get chin lipo. I got 3 procedures into one, okay? I got chin lipo, which is taking the fat out from underneath my chin. I also got lower cheek lipo. So like the fat that I had at my lower cheeks over here, I got that sucked out as well. And then I got J plasma, which is like a skin tightening thing to make sure the skin stays tight post-op and all that stuff. So those are like, it's like 3-in-1 basically. And for all of that, I did pay $1,200 US. I paid in cash, and that is how much I paid for my procedure. That is relatively cheap compared to if I were to get this procedure here in the States. I would have probably paid close to like 5, 6, 7K for this procedure. That was actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to go to Mexico, because I didn't want to pay a lot of money. I felt like that was the best decision for me. So yeah. Anyways, do I regret it? Would I do it again? How do I like my results? Number one question, do I regret it? I do not regret this at all. This has been such a great investment in my appearance by far, honestly, for me. I think that getting rid of my double chin helped accentuate all the other features in my face, and I just love it. I really, really love it. I do not regret getting this procedure done 3 years later, and I'm just going to turn to the side for you guys, just so you can see my jawline. I never had this jawline, okay? I always joke around and say that I paid for my jawline, which I did, technically. I don't regret it at all. My results are still amazing. A little bit more into the procedure itself, because I get people asking me, was it painful? Like, how was it when you got the surgery? Could you feel certain things and all that stuff? So when I got my procedure done, this was done under, I believe it's local anesthesia. It means that like you're awake. I was very nervous because it was my first ever cosmetic surgery. I was by myself. I speak a little Spanish, but I do not speak fluent Spanish. So my doctor did not speak English. He had his translator there. So I was feeling a little nervous in that moment, but everything went smoothly. Like, there was no sketchy things going on. What I remember is that, I changed into like the dressing. I pulled my hair back, and then they gave me some medicine. Because I believe that when they took my blood pressure was high. So they gave me blood pressure medication, and then they gave me another medication for my nerves, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember, but I think it was like 2 or 3 pills that they had given me. And then when it was time for me to get on the table, to lay down on the doctor's table, they injected the local anesthesia, which I will tell you, that was probably the most painful part of the procedure because it was uncomfortable. That is like the best way I can explain the pain in a way. When they injected that local anesthesia, when they injected it, everything was numb. Like, I could not feel anything. Again, I was awake throughout this entire process, which is honestly, looking back, was kind of crazy. Like, I could see everything going on. I could see the machine, the lipo suction machine, taking my fat out and into like the container that it was going in. My head was like this the entire time. It was a little nerve-wracking, I will not lie about that, but I was done in like 20-30 minutes, guys. Like, it was that fast. It was that fast. I literally could not believe that this is surgery. Like, I've always been the type to watch videos on surgeries and all that stuff, and people talk about it, but to be actually in it and see people really do this and be the one that's actually experiencing it, it was very, very crazy. Very, it was new to me. It was very, very quick. I was not in pain when they were sucking out the fat from my face. If anything, I just wanted to see like, what was going on. That is the procedure. That is how the procedure went down for me. And when I say it was so fast, I was very surprised that it was so fast. I was like, it's done already? Oh my gosh, that was like the easiest thing that I've ever gone through. To answer the question, was the procedure painful? Procedure was not painful at all. You could not feel anything. I was completely numb. It was just uncomfortable because, you're awake. I will say that it was uncomfortable because you're awake, so your mind is going in like a million places because you're seeing these like tools go inside your face, and you're seeing fat being sucked out through the tools. So it wasn't uncomfortable because, you know, you're not sure, you're not used to something like this, especially if this is your first time. But pain, it was not painful at all. I had no pain during the procedure. A lot of people ask, like, how long does swelling take and how long was it before I actually saw my results? My doctor told me it was going to take about 3 months for it to actually, the swelling to go down, and then your full results will be at 3 months. In my case, and what I believe it took a whole year for my swelling to go down. Like fully go down, because I look back at some pictures and it's like, girl, my face was still swollen. And it's not even a way that it's like swollen a lot, but like just certain areas of my face that you can tell, like, okay, this is a little bit swollen. You know what I'm saying? But they'd say that your final results come in 3 months. I think mine came after 1 year post-op. The swelling with this procedure wasn't terrible. Just those first 2 weeks, especially if you're not following your doctor's orders, because there's certain foods you cannot eat. You have to limit like sodium, because obviously sodium retains water and you're trying to get the fluids like drained out. Another question, do I have loose skin? No, I have no loose skin. Yeah, I do not have any loose skin after this procedure. I know some people regret getting this procedure because they get loose skin after. I got this procedure when I was young, and I naturally have pretty tight skin. Like, I have very tight skin, so I don't have any loose skin from this surgery. I'm very happy with the way my face looks, and also I did get the skin tightening with this surgery, which possibly could have helped. Some people say that that does not help, but I remember when I was getting like the consult with my doctor at the clinic, he was telling me that I have really good skin, so like really good tight skin. So I, you know, no loose skin for me. But this is a very interesting question that I did get. Can people tell that you got this done? The answer to this is no. I do not think people can tell I got this done. When I got this done, I did not tell anybody that I got this done until maybe like a year or two later. Maybe I told a couple of friends and they're like, what, really? They had no idea. So I don't think that people could tell that I got this done. I feel like I'm the only person who can tell, because I look at myself, I see myself all the time. Now, 3 years later, I feel like everything looks very natural. Like, I don't think, nobody's clocking my tea over here. People do not, you know, look at me, or I feel like people do not look at me and they're like, oh, she must have got something done. It looks very natural to me. Like, I honestly just feel like this is like my natural face. Like, people are not going to be thinking that I paid for my jawline. This is a very common question that I got. Does the fat come back? It's a very interesting question, because obviously I'm not like a medical surgeon. I do not think the fat has come back in my jaw. I do not think the fat has come back. They say that when you have lipo, this is how they explain it, and with my research, how I understood it. When you have lipo, they're taking the fat cells and the fat out from that area. So technically, it's permanently gone, so it can't go back. First of all, I have gained weight, but I've lost some. But, you know, when I gained weight, like, you know, I do feel like you could kind of see it in my face. But when it comes to like my chin and my jaw, I feel like my jawline has always still been there, and I don't feel like the fat has come back to this area. Now, one thing that I noticed, and I actually made a TikTok video like I think last year about it, because the fat is like not going to this area, you know, that you got lipoed, it's going to go to other areas, and it's going to be prominent in that area because it's not distributing to the area that you got lipo. So one area for me that I've noticed that the fat kind of migrates more to is like my neck. And I'm in the process of losing weight right now, and I'm, you know, 10 pounds down, but there was a time when I was adding weight and it wasn't coming to like my chin, but my neck was so thick. It was so thick. Also my cheeks, because I didn't get any lipo up here. Like when I would gain weight, I could definitely see it in this area. So that is something about lipo that I feel like people do not talk about. You might not get the fat back in that area, but it's going to go to other areas and it's going to be prominent because this place is smaller and then these are like puffy or your neck is thick. That is one thing I wish I would have like kind of known a little more about that would happen. But again, I'm in the process of losing weight and I have come down a little bit, so you know, it's not something that bothers me or anything. For me, it has not come back, because if you've seen my before pictures and videos, I had such an extreme double chin. Like, I can tell if it was back and I would not be happy, but it's not back. Another question, did I have any type of complications after surgery? I did not have any complications. I was healthy, I was safe. The only thing that I had developed after surgery, which is very common with lipo in general, is fibrosis. The best way that I can explain it, so I had to search it up so I can kind of explain it well to you guys, is that it's an excessive buildup of like tissue in an area. So that buildup feels very, very like hard when you touch it, you know? Like when you touch your natural face, like, you know, it should be kind of like fatty and soft. But if you had fibrosis, it would be very like hard. I did develop that like a little in this area, but it went away because I was doing my massages. I followed the directions that my doctor gave me, kept doing my massages, and lo and behold, I want to say after the 3-month mark, like I was fully, you know, fibrosis free. But in terms of complications or anything like that, I did not have any type of complications after surgery, which I'm very, very grateful for. So yeah, no complications for me. Everything went smooth from the time I got surgery, post-op, and 3 years later. To wrap the video up, the final question is, would I do this again? And the answer is an easy yes, I would do this again. Recovery was so easy for me, and 3 years later for my results to look like this, okay, having a jawline and just boosting a little bit more of my confidence. And again, like I mentioned, I feel like this surgery really accentuated the other features I have, like my eyes and my lips, and everything is not focused on the bunch of fat that I had here that you could grab and twist. That is all about my 3-year update on my chin lipo. I'm very happy I went through with it. I love my results. This was a relatively easy surgery. I cannot speak to others because I have not gotten any other cosmetic surgery done, but this was very, very easy to go through. I don't know if I mentioned, but I was only in Mexico for like 2 days, or like I only traveled for 2 days and I was back to work that same week that I came back. So it's not something that really takes away from you like your living lifestyle, livelihood. You can still keep doing your thing. I went back to work. I just had a faja on. If there are questions I did not answer, please leave them in the comments below. I will respond to you. If you guys know me, I love responding to comments. So please leave any questions that you guys have in case I missed anything. I am not telling you guys to get this surgery done. Y'all don't even need it. I did not need this surgery done. It's just something that I wanted. I'm just doing this video to educate people and talk about my experience. So yeah, I'm just very, very grateful that I no longer have a double chin. And yeah, rest in peace to the double chin, baby. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your questions, comments down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. I don't even give you out of me, 'cause very much to keep from me these days.